Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You know who I saw?
Who?
Clay. And I saw him on the driving range, and I walked up to him, and I just dropped my clubs, and I just gave him a full-on hug.
Did you really?
Total embarrassment.
Squeezed him?
No man hug, no bro hug, just full-on arms around neck.
Squeezed him?
Squeezed him, and he's like, I'm not going to pick you up like I said I was. It let me down a little bit. I thought he was going to lift me up in the air, and he didn't have it in him.
That's one of my favorite things, is to watch Clay throw you up in the air and catch you when you come down.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo
There we
show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You know, I was thinking yesterday, as I was watching SEC Media Days, Nick Saban officially stands 5'7". I mean, you could toss him up in the air.
Yeah.
Clay could.
Yeah.
But his shadow.
I can't see that happen.
Well, no, I can't either.
I can't envision that.
No. But his shadow's like 20 feet tall and 10 feet wide.
Boy.
I mean, they can't exist without him. There's no talking points without him.
No.
It's incredible.
I was thinking about this morning because of the Nick Saban rumor that he's coming back to coaching, which came out of Greg McElroy saying somebody that is in the know of college football suggested that. And then he backed off the comments yesterday, like, I don't see him coming back. But I was thinking, and we have some comments from Lane Kiffin about Saban and how much he has left to give, and Trump and this committee that was going to happen, and then it wasn't going to happen, and Saban was going to save football. Have we ever had more expectations of someone than we have of Nick Saban? It's like, surely you can save the game. You can save the problems. You can fix them all. And I think he's probably saying, guys, that's not what I do. I'm a football coach.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're exactly right.
I just did my job as well as I could do it and was really disciplined and doing the same things every day. Like, we all talk about that and process and being consistent. And I don't know if anybody's done it better than Nick Saban has on a day-to-day basis. And because of that, and it's a great example of when you succeed, the expectations just get higher. But we just look at him now like, man, you should do all these things. You should be on game day because we like watching you on game day.
Save us all, coach.
You should coach because, you're so good. You should go save some program. Which, by the way, I heard, Doug McMillan and what did you say, McMillan and Saban?
Doug McMillan, I don't know if you've heard, but Doug McMillan and Nick Saban had dinner in a back room at the New Ruth's Chris last night.
Right,
So,
and then
they had, I think,
Is
a
that
post.
breaking news?
Yeah.
and then Brian and Mandy Hunt met John Gruden behind the old Powerhouse building.
Yeah, they just,
And they tailgated,
Yeah.
and they had a picnic, and they had a conversation about, the future of Arkansas athletics.
They had a red tie on.
And in a weird twist of events, Nick Saban has become the general manager of Arkansas football.
Unbelievable. The guy can do anything. There's nothing he can't do.
He's not coaching. He's going to be the GM.
Make him the coach and the GM.
And no, we've got a coach. He's going to be the GM, and he's going to work for Remy Cofield, and then he's going to do game day on the side while consulting at Alabama and serving on Trump's committee.
Yeah. Wow. That's a full day. It's a full day.
Put that on Twitter.
Yeah, that's a full day right there.
That's what you want. That's what you want in retirement. You want that job.
Hey, all of that. Lane Kiffin leaned into it now. I mean, Lane Kiffin was like, of course he's coming back to coaching. I mean, I didn't even think it'd take this long. So,
here's Kiffin yesterday.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised. I kind of always thought that was going to happen. I kind of thought it happened after 1 year. And I say that just because even seeing recent stuff with him and talking to him on the phone, at first I have no knowledge that he's coming back. I don't think anybody does that. I just, he's so sharp still. I almost feel like it's a waste that he's not. No disrespect to the media and what you guys do, but his ability to coach players and change lives in that, and he's so good at it. I just think he'll be back, whether that's NFL or college.
Lane Kiffin has perfected the troll.
He has.
He has, and I mean that with the biggest of compliments. Like he has, every time he talks, you're like, where's he going with this? He did a 9-minute interview with Feinbaum yesterday that amounted to nothing, and it was beautiful. It was them fighting on the air and saying they love each other.
He knows what the people want. He knows his audience, and he gives them what they want.
He said it's what the people want.
It
We
is.
gotta give it to him. But every time he talks, like, listen to all of that.
Oh, I know.
There's just so much in there that's really nothing.
When I heard that, we always talk about who are they talking to? Who are they trying to really, impart their message on? I thought about Hugh Freeze at Auburn. Because the big rumor in the South, the deep South, is that Saban's going to go to Auburn.
Oh my gosh!
I swear there was an article in one of the Alabama newspapers about it.
There's no way.
I don't think so either. But the hot rumor within that state, and the Auburn people are, I'm telling you, that's what they are. I was down there in lower Alabama last week. It's what they're talking about.
I was on the Redneck Riviera.
I was on the Redneck
week.
Riviera, where 3 out of 4 people you encounter either from Alabama or have been to Walmart to buy an Alabama T-shirt. And so they all, the Auburn people think that he's going to be their coach, and they're kind of taunting the Alabama people with it right now.
I have this, I just see Chuck as like Jim Cantori, but for sports on the Redneck Riviera, just doing research.
I just had my shades on.
Just
listening.
walking. He probably had a Pat McAfee cutoff shirt on.
I did not engage in any conversation
a
about
ball
anything.
cap and some sunglasses, and he's just
I don't
walking
believe
around.
that for a second.
I did not engage in any. No,
you're an instigator.
No,
Chuck.
I did not engage in any conversation. This was
Were you
two or three tables over? I was listening though.
Were you coaching up these fans? Hey, you should call in your local show and say it just like that.
Say it just like that.
Just like that. Call in and say it just like that to on the McElroy show.
Yeah, say it just like that. That's my line.
The Cole, what's Kubelik and McElroy show, the morning show on Jocks? Call it in and say it just like that, and then call Feinbaum and make up a name for yourself.
You will hear more about that over the next
Randy
24
from the
to
Redneck
48
Did you
hours.
start this whole
no,
thing?
I did not.
You started the whole thing. We're going to find out that you went down there on vacay and you just planted this thing while you were watching the Blue Angels and you were hanging out with 100,000 people.
I had a couple of beers
red,
and I
white,
thought, what
blue
the hell?
bikinis. You're like,
Let's start a rumor.
And then you're like, by God, it happened. Here you are on Tuesday, and you're like, I can't actually believe it, but it happened. I'm the guy that was in the know that told somebody else.
Yeah. Well, the word
And they
around
told
the league is-
McElroy.
I'm just
And the next
telling
thing you know, it's the conversation at SEC Media Days. And as hilarious as this sounds, that's how stuff happens.
That's why they call it talking season, man.
That's how
That's
stuff
why
happens.
it's talking season.
It is true. That's how it happens.
That really
Somebody
is.
will have. And by the way, all these coaches talk like they're all friends. It's interesting to hear a coach talk, and you don't realize this, and they tell you all these other coaches they know, and you're like, I didn't know that you worked with that guy or that guy, because they all come up and, oh, he was an offensive line coach, and he was an
Very
assistant.
tight-knit.
And the next thing you know, somebody's on the phone with a reporter, and in just passing conversation, they mention, I think, like Nick Saban, he might come back. And it's like, well, by God, holy cow.
Well,
he might.
I
come
will
back.
say this, and I listened to Kiffin a lot yesterday. And yes, part of what he was doing was throwing fuel on the fire. But I guarantee you Nick Saban misses coaching and still wants to be out there on the field.
Oh,
I promise you he does.
100%.
He was born to coach. That's what he is. What you said a little bit earlier, I think's on point. We expect him to be all these other things too. Sometimes it's why it's why ex-coaches end up in Congress. We think they can do anything. I mean, they can do anything. If they can win a football game, if they can win 12 games and win the national championship on the 13th, well, surely they can represent us in Washington. I mean, that's child's play compared to winning a football game and not nearly as important. So we put them up on a pedestal, and we think they can do things they can't. And at the end of the day, Nick Saban's a football coach, perhaps the best that ever lived. I'd submit he is. But that's what he is. He's a coach. And I guarantee you he misses being out there.
What makes Saban so likable? If you think about it, And you think about some of his tirades on the sideline and how direct and stern and charismatic. What's the word I'm looking for?
He's got a humility about him that I think people identify with too. He is not a guy that talks trash.
But when we did this show on him in 2018, and the editors of the show, I mean, he would be mic'd up, and so they're hearing everything he says, and you're just picking things out. And, 1 minute he's cussing somebody out or just giving them the business and just losing it. But then they got to see all these other moments where what you're talking about and what I think we've kind of picked up on over the years. But I think the first thing is you respected him, right? You respected him because of his consistency. But then you actually spend some time around him and you get to know him, and then they actually were like, I don't like this guy. But it had when to your point, every time a coach is winning, you hear what? Oh, they could run for governor. They could run for Houston Nutt could have ran for governor in Arkansas.
Bruce Pearl's going to run for governor or senator down there, and he's going to win when he does. Just for the record, he'll win.
Well, he's really charismatic. Like some
Right.
guys are
You're
just
right.
really
You're right.
They win and they're really like Calipari, super charismatic. Like you get who's better than those two guys in front of an audience. I mean, it's a short list.
Cal's the best I've ever seen. He's the best I've ever seen.
He's so good.
He's the best I've ever seen in front of an audience.
And I'm going to tell you something. It's real. Sometimes, guys come off and it's just a little bravado but there's so much. When you have depth, like Cal has depth to what he's saying. He means what he's saying. And it comes off as I'm a salesman, but he's naturally that way because he believes it.
There's performance art in this, just like there's performance art in being a coach. I mean, you don't hear that term used with coaching very often, but, when the guys give the speeches, the great pregame speech, there's theatrics involved in that. When you're chewing a guy out on the practice field, sometimes it's from the heart. Most of the time it is. Sometimes the message is for other people. So there are theatrics involved. And Saban's really good at it. He's really, really good at it. But when he's on television, when he's on the small screen, when he's in the box, there is an air to him that I'm no more important than anybody else. Now, there's also a side to him, as you just pointed out, where he thinks I'm far more important than everybody else. And I'm sure both sides come into play at times. But his television personality is as good as you're going to find for an ex-jock, so to speak. And I think that's his crossover appeal to everybody.
We're on that stuff today. We're just in it all of a sudden. I mean, good morning. It's 6:14.
I wasn't even looking at the clock, man.
It's just like, I'm telling you, sometimes on this show, we come in here and it's like, good morning, and we all wake up together. And other days we walk in and it could be 6:15 at night. We're just rolling.
Yeah.
And today's one of those days.
I think so, too.
And I was just thinking as you were talking about him, about Broyles, about Frank Broyles. I mean, Frank Broyles changed Arkansas athletics because of his personality. I'm not taking anything away from his talent and ability and all that. But, man, he could rally people together in a way that we haven't seen since.
I've heard a long-timer around here say more than once, this is all Coach Broyles' fault. He made us think we could beat anybody. He made us think we were as good as anybody. And there's something to that.
Yeah, a lot.
And you think about it. When we started, and I say when the University of Arkansas started building all these athletic facilities, what was the universal cry around our state? You still hear it today. We got better facilities than anybody in the country. Well, no, we don't. We've got really good facilities, but so do lots of other places. We are on par. We're in the game. People look at what we have in many instances and say, I wish I had that. But Broyles made it sound like we were the only ones that had him. And I'm not knocking him. I say with a smile on my face, he's the greatest salesman I've ever been around.
Yeah. Well, and he believed it.
And he believed it. When he talked about the Razorback miracle, he believed it with all his heart. But he did. He made us believe we were as good, that we could beat anybody in America.
And here's what's changed is the togetherness. And it's not just in Arkansas among Razorback fans. It's all over now in college athletics. I got a take on this that we can get into if you want to when we get back. But 877-377-6963. I like to say good morning to Bart. Hey, Bart.
Hey, Bart.
Hey, guys.
You are not where Chuck and I are yet, but you'll get there. Some mornings I look at Bart, I'm like, yep, this is the day he wishes he hadn't signed up for this. But he's here. Edward, good morning.
Always.
Good morning.
Doing all right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Edward.
You don't look as fresh as you did yesterday.
Wow.
That's rude.
I did find it a little harder to get up this morning than yesterday.
Really?
Yesterday's first day
this
back.
This morning was brutal.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
It was brutal.
Yeah, I feel your pain on that.
I felt more rested, but I still didn't want to get up.
Yeah.
But I did.
Yesterday, I was
didn't
kind
mean
of
anything
excited.
by that. I just thought yesterday you had this
friction
after
in the
vacation
room.
glow.
Early friction. I like friction.
It's fine.
I like friction.
Yeah, that's rude. Like what?
Edward, you look like crap this
did you
morning.
have
It
any,
really was.
Did you have any other expectation? I mean, this isn't anything new. 6:17, Rude, and good morning. Chris in Fayetteville. You're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutopark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
It's going to be a tough slog from now till the end of time.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You know, it wouldn't be so painful if I wasn't so smart. I wish I was dumb like everyone else. Wouldn't it be great if I were just dumber?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Sometimes that's true, man. You just want to be naive sometimes.
Yeah.
Not that we're not.
Yeah.
Not that we can't.
I'm naive about a lot of things.
100%. But I mean just life in general. Like life was a lot easier when you were younger and you didn't know what was coming.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel like you had to be prudent.
I've seen this before.
Prepare for it. And then, you get a little bit older and there's like no avoiding it. But boy, that was really enjoyable. You were talking about Tiger during the break.
Yeah. I asked Bart, I said, who's going to win the British Open this week? And I was reading a thing about Scotty Scheffler. He's number one right now in the world golf rankings. He could be number one every week from now until August of 2035, and he'd still be 10 weeks short of Tiger. I mean, it's mind-boggling. Those who are not old enough to remember Tiger's dominance, I think, missed out on one of the greatest series of achievements we've ever seen in sports.
One of the greatest eras, one of the greatest runs.
Yeah, I think it's the greatest.
And when I think back to that part of my life, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I was just naive
Yeah.
and like, wow, this is – every week we would just – you would turn on the TV to watch Tiger. And it became a thing.
It could be a rinky-dink tournament, and you're tuned in to watch.
And
he
every
won
once
the
in a while,
John Deere Classic in the Quad Cities. That was his first win. I mean, I can still remember. They're playing the Southern Amateur this week out at the Blessings. And I was reading that article, and I was thinking about, watching Tiger in the U.S. Amateur. If you're old enough to remember, he's out there in shorts. He's got the hat on. He's like, I don't know, 17, 18, and he, all these. It's just like at the club, all the old guys. He's just killing them. And but then he started running around with Ken Griffey Jr. and all these other guys, and he wanted to be buff. He wanted to have muscles. He didn't want to be a dork anymore. And
he was.
He was. And I'm not knocking him. His dad had him on the golf course 20 hours a day by himself growing up. What a childhood. And but he decided he wanted to be a star. And he started lifting weights. That's what happened. He wanted to be buff. Golf is a game of flexibility. That's why I don't lift weights.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear.
And kids look up to you.
That's
and
why
you
I
don't
don't
want
lift
to set
weights.
expectations for them.
Golf is a game of flexibility. But Tiger lost all his flexibility. He started getting hurt. And
how are those Jane Fonda videos going? Are you doing the Jane Fonda workout? You got a yoga tape in your house?
No.
Do you have a mat? Do you have your own yoga mat?
No, that's Bart. You're getting Bart now.
You should think about that. Yeah. The older you get, that becomes that's a good thing.
Well, that's why you got to stretch. That's why I had shoulder surgery. I didn't stretch.
I was just going with the whole thing of why you don't lift weights. What do you do?
Well, you're pretty much looking at it, pal.
I walk around a little bit. I took a stroll last night. But Tiger, in that
period, I do the
period,
senior workout. I take a walk.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of health in a walk. There's a lot of health, a lot of mental health.
Better
in a
not walk.
Well, it's also it's good for your mind. It's good for your mind.
No, you're right.
It is. But Tiger, remember when we would all watch, and you'd be like Tiger versus the field, and we were all rooting for Tiger.
I still do.
Every once in a while, you would run into some. I don't even know what you want to call these people. I'm tired of him winning. I'm rooting for, the field. I just want to see Tiger lose. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Those people have rooted against him from day one.
And then Hogville started. Then Twitter came along, and I'm like, oh, these people. Those are the people rooting against Tiger. Like, come on, man. This is glorious.
He started settling for me.
This is this is beautiful. What's going on with Tiger? And then it all fell apart. The tabloids and the muscles and the girls.
All
and
the rumors.
All the rumors. And then, dang it.
He was still pretty good after that. Still pretty good.
Well, yeah, but nothing like he was before.
When he played,
but when you rattled that off about, say it one more time, that stat about Scotty Scheffler.
He's the number one player in the world right now. He could be the number one player in the world golf rankings until August of 2035, and he'd still be 10 weeks short of Tiger's record for most consecutive weeks as the number one player.
And how long has he already been number one?
Quite a while.
A long time.
Quite a while.
It's like when you talk about golf now, it's all about Scotty Scheffler. But it's nothing compared to
there
what it
are
was with
some
Tiger.
runs and eras that'll never be matched. Like, Pete Rose, for example. You could play 20 years in the big leagues and get 200 hits every year for 20 straight years, and you'd still be over 200 hits shy of his record. I mean, it's just there are some records out there that will never be broken. And Tiger's run in the game of golf certainly will never be matched.
But, we can't have him in the Hall of Fame while he's alive.
Yeah, I know.
Don't even get me started.
As if that had anything to do with what kind of baseball player he was.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, we're not going back to that topic today. We're not.
We could open up a whole new can on that one.
I have some things to say about Rob Manfred.
Well, yeah. And I mean, look, you still can't bet on baseball if you play baseball. But at the same time, gambling's not looked at as it once was. And that whole, there's a lot of.
I think all those
that are
guys
like
ought to
that.
be in the Hall of Fame. All of them.
Yeah.
Steroid guys,
I
all
100%
of them.
agree.
Major League Baseball
I totally
turned a
agree.
blind eye. They made a mint
First
off
of
those
all,
guys.
First of
roiding
all,
up.
let's not pretend those were the only guys
Well,
doing
sure.
it. Like, it was rampant.
And I'm no Barry Bonds fan per se. I mean, I'm not. He's an easy guy to dislike. Sosa and McGuire, I mean, they were kind of revealed in the aftermath as, maybe not the brightest guys on the planet. But you can't take away from what they did on the field.
If you're type A and you're keeping up, we know we're all over the place.
Yeah.
But we'll get
We're
back
keeping
to
it
what
between
we
the
were
ditches.
talking about. Bart, where's the notes on the home run derby last night?
That's a great question.
Okay, why don't you just tell us what happened?
Yeah, well.
The guy had a lot of home runs.
I watched parts of it.
There was a guy, he hit a lot of home runs, he won.
It was
Cal
there's a controversial ending to it.
What do they do? Measure him now? He won by an inch? Is that the deal? Is that what I read?
The last two guys standing, their last home run was the same exact distance foot-wise, and instead of doing a swing off, they went down to decimal points, and they just said, you win. Because you won by half.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching it off and on.
That happened in round one.
Oh, was it round one?
The first,
It was sponsored by Next Gen Stats, man.
Yeah.
They had to have a moment like that where they
It was.
They went to
it
the
was,
decimals.
I couldn't watch the whole thing, but I watched parts of it, and it was entertaining.
You know, that kid's dad that threw BP.
That's what I thought was cool. But we can't even remember his name.
Cal Raleigh.
His dad was the baseball coach at Tennessee. He's one of the many failed baseball coaches before Tony Vitello took that job. And his kids. I mean, he's tearing it up.
Well, it's pretty cool when you're out there throwing BP to your kid and he wins the home run derby.
And he just and he leads the league in home runs. I mean, is he the only player to have? Is it 38? I think he's got 38. He's either the only one or only the second one to have 38 at the break.
I believe he's the first since Barry Bonds.
Okay. All right.
I think.
Okay.
It's quite a show last night.
No, it really was.
Is Pat McAfee involved? Is there anything Pat McAfee's not involved with?
Hey, man.
I mean, he is everywhere right now.
He is the bridge to the new generation. I mean, he is ESPN's bridge to all the people under 35, under 30. He's the guy. He's the one that they turn everything over to.
If you win the home run derby, you got to mark your moment. And that means you go to Blakeman's. Go celebrate the moment. Whatever your home run derby is, whatever milestone you're achieving. For Chuck, it's 5 straight days of a walk this week in the evening. A beautiful summer night. And once he achieves that, he goes to Blakeman's, he has a glass of Prosecco, and he says, let me see some nice things. And they bring it over to him, and he just picks. That's my milestone.
So if I do 10 days, you're going to buy me a watch? You're going to buy me a watch like Bart?
Listen, Bart got the watch. I'll tell you what. I'll take you up there, and we'll just sit down and chat.
Oh, okay.
We'll just talk about
That's
your
not the
achievements.
same as I'll buy you a watch.
Well, I mean,
that's
once
more
you're there,
like we'll go up there, have a few drinks, and I'll watch you buy something.
Once you right, and walk out of here with a little
That's
purple
right.
bag. But
And
there's something for everyone.
Botel bin.
Could
I
be a
knew I'd
watch.
get him.
Could be a bracelet. You know, there's all kind. The selection's incredible. The view is incredible. But it's really more about your story, and it's about a moment. It's about a memory. And that's what, when you have a piece of jewelry like you get at Blakeman's, that's what you're looking at. And you have a story that goes with it. Bart has a story that goes with his watch. So you give me a story, and I'll give you
a story, man. I can tell you a story.
When you look at this timepiece, what is the story that goes with? That's what you get at Blakeman's. It's more than jewelry. It's your story. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. All right, Greg Sankey said that college athletics is not broken. Do you agree with him? What is he talking about? By the way, I think we all know this, but Greg Sankey is the commissioner of the SEC, and he made his opening remarks yesterday. And there's a lot to say here about where we are in college athletics. Also, we can get into this, the whole schedule thing we rolled out yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like just lighting a fuse. You know what's going to happen. Put it on Twitter, and the fireworks are coming. And so we'll get into that, too. 6:32, good morning.
You think Kim Mulkey could operate a jackhammer?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, guys, you hear us talk about the Sweat and Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. You've got your summer lineup set, but what about your skincare? Sun, sweat, and all that time outside takes a toll. Hit up the spa at Sweatnum Cosmetic Surgery for a facial or sun damage repair. It's not just for the ladies, guys. Call 479-966-4174. Again, that's 479-966-4174 and get your skin in the game.
With rainy season here and summer just around the corner, make sure your gutters are ready. Hogcroft Gutters, locally owned with over 30 years of experience, does it all. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drain. Fully licensed and insured with a 20-year warranty on every job. Serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. And for a free inspection, visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
You want to talk about washed? You're being brainwashed by idiots. You're following idiots.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Is there anything worse than being in a line at a convenience store and you got a lottery ticket, Byron? It tests every bit of patience, religion, everything good in your life, it tests.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, so much to get into. I don't know where to go next.
Well, we got SEC Media Days. We got the baseball draft.
Yeah.
We got
Matt Hobbs at 8 o'clock.
6 and 6.
It's an interesting time for baseball. Yeah, we got 6. It's an interesting time for baseball because you have the transfer portal and you have your recruiting class and then you have the draft. So, like, Jackson Wells was transferring from Little Rock to Arkansas. He's a pitcher. And now he's going to sign, apparently, a free agent deal. So you think you have him, and then you don't. Yeah. Same thing with signings. Landon Schaefer, who's a top 70 player in the country. Fayetteville High School. I've known Landon most of his life. Great kid, great athlete, great player. Was drafted in the, I think, 20th round. Then he announced yesterday he's coming here. But then you have the opposite of that. Or guys that get, that get drafted, and are they going to go into the draft and stay there? Are they going to come back to college? So for these coaches, I'll be curious to hear from Hobbs later today at 8 o'clock, just sort of how they're juggling all this.
And I'm not saying it's easy because it's not, but there was a time until just a few years ago where, the draft was held earlier, and then they had literally until the first day of school to sign your kids. So you had to wait and sweat and offer again and do all kinds of stuff between early June right up until mid-August. Now, they got to make a call by the 28th of this month. So the window's very small. And a lot of these kids that are taken post-10th round, some of them will sign, some of them won't. But I suspect a lot of those kids will end up in college.
So they had 11 players taken overall, Arkansas, tied with Florida State for the most in a draft. And that's the most for Arkansas dating back to, of a 20-round draft, dating back to 2013 and 2018, that they've ever had this many players taken.
They tied Florida State, as you mentioned. They both had 11 drafted. Georgia had 10 drafted. I'll tell you what I took away from that. It's not as easy, or it's at least not automatic, that you're going to win with the most pros on your team. Florida State wasn't in Omaha. Georgia wasn't in Omaha. Georgia spit the bit spectacularly during the NCAA tournament. And they're not there. So the idea that just because you have the best players means you're going to win, it's not always true.
It's about getting hot at the right time, and you got to have a good team. At a certain level, you got to play.
You got to have a good team. You can't have holes in your lineup. Can't have holes in your pitching staff.
But then you got to play. You got to play your best at a certain time of the year. SEC Media Days. Greg Sankey had some things to say yesterday, and I keep wanting to get into it, but I need some time on this, and so we might wait till the top of the hour.
All right.
But I do want to play a couple clips. So Diego Pavie is the quarterback at Vanderbilt. How would you sum up Diego Pavie, Bart? Just give me the summary on this guy as a quarterback. He's got a lot of bravado. He's fun to watch.
Moxie.
A lot of moxie.
Moxie. Good word.
And
good word.
He's become a talking point. He's become a talking point in the offseason. There's only 4 teams each day in Atlanta here at SEC Media Days. And, today we got Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, and Arch Mania, Texas.
Oh, this is Arch Manning Day.
It's going to be you will not, if you are on social media and your For You page includes a lot of college sports, you will not be able to, it will be unavoidable. It may be unavoidable anyhow. Arch Manning will be the most talked about thing for the next 24 hours on every social media platform as it pertains to college football.
What's going to happen if he's not any good? I mean, I don't think that's going to be the case, but what would happen if Arch Manning was not as good as Quinn Ewers, as Spurrier suggested?
Well, I think he would get eventually benched. But are you talking about just how the public reacts to it?
Yeah, I mean, it would be crushing.
That's tough. It's a lot of if you think about it like that, a lot of expectation.
Well, and this is a kid. The point in all of this is we've ordained him, and he's not played yet, or at least he's played minimally. And now, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great player, and I think Texas is going to be glad they've got him. But you just don't find many guys that have been hyped. In fact, I can't recall one that's been hyped like this guy.
How do you avoid? There's no way to avoid it. If you're the Mannings, you can't avoid it.
2 Super Bowl champs and
Archie. You grew up in this, and you're just like part of what comes with it. But anyhow, Pavia yesterday, a couple comments. He's become one of the characters, I would say, people are focused on this year going into the conference. And he's at Vanderbilt. He's quarterback at Vanderbilt. He transferred there. Where did he transfer from? I don't remember.
It's a little school.
But he kind of shot onto the scene. Oh, well, there you go. You're not New Mexico State. You're New Mexico, right?
Lobos.
Yeah. So anyhow, he
we don't like New Mexico
transferred
State
in, had a good year.
In the Situation Room.
Did some really good things. Here's what he said yesterday.
Oh, I got to finish something that I started, Going 7-6 wasn't good enough, and I want the national championship. And so to be back here, one last dance, it's going to be awesome.
Did he say national championship?
Yeah,
Is that what I heard?
Good luck with that, man.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Oh, yeah. So he was asked about his relationship with Clark Lee, his head coach. And this is what I really wanted to play. I just want to get some feedback from you guys on this.
That's my dog. Like anything, I feel like he's like my brother or something. I just call him for anything. Like I was telling him my girlfriend problems the other day, actually. He's a real sport in that for me, and so he helps me out.
What do you think those are? What do you think those girlfriend problems are?
Got too many of them.
What do you think?
He's juggling.
What do you think they are? What is the girlfriend problem?
Juggling.
That you think that's it?
They all think they're the only one. That's the problem.
Did he say my girlfriends or my girlfriend problems?
I don't know.
Like I was telling him my girlfriend problems the other day.
That sounded singular.
He's a real
Again, they all think they're the only one.
So is she upset about something? Is that what he's dealing with?
I'm going to guess. It kind of sounds like that.
Yeah. Now, this guy seems pretty smart until he went and said that publicly. He went to SEC Media Days and said that his coach is helping him with his girlfriend problems. All right. Good or bad sign for this quarterback?
Oh, I don't know that in the grand scheme of things it matters all that much.
You guys have no
hang on.
The crickets in here is so hilarious.
He's not the only quarterback with girlfriend problems. I guarantee you that.
Well, he's the first one I can recall talking about at SEC Media Days.
This to me falls under the umbrella of the overriding thing with SEC Media Days now. It is pure entertainment.
Yes.
You think Cam Ball's not going to put on a show on Thursday? My gosh.
You have at it, son.
He's been planning lines for weeks, I'm sure.
Oh, come on with it.
And
we might have him on tomorrow before.
I think it's going to be great. But
I guess that'd be Thursday.
Well,
Thursday.
I will say one thing about Clark Lee and Vanderbilt. Sometimes it's through, I think Clark Lee, what was his first SEC Media Days? What was he talking about? Vanderbilt, winning the championship, or we're going to be the class of the league or something. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? And look, they're a long way from that, and they're never going to be that. But we're talking about Vanderbilt. But the idea that, Vanderbilt's going to win 8, 9, 10 games, I just think, and I'll be the first one to say I'm wrong if that happens, but I can't see it yet.
Oh, look, it's exciting for Vanderbilt. If we can get the girlfriend thing worked out, I think they'll be fine.
I think he's going to be okay in that department.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
I don't think he's really worried about it either. No. First Security Bank, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show, helping Arkansans fix girlfriend problems. Now, you go in there, you could probably just walk up to somebody right at the counter and be like, hey, listen, can I ask you a question? What would you do? And they'd probably answer you. Because they're Arkansas people helping Arkansas folks, but they'd really prefer to stay in the lane of banking, helping you bank better every day. Whatever your banking needs may be. You can bank online, fsbank.com, or learn more about them. More convenient locations all over the state. Arkansas folks, Arkansas professionals, helping Arkansas people. First Security Bank, member FDIC. 747, it's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Why deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full bar, custom catering, and plenty of space. Visit Jet NWA for pricing and more. That's Jet with 2 T's. Hey, if you've been thinking about a new ride, now's the time to make it happen. That's because Chevy of Fayetteville is kicking off their summer drive deals with some of the best offers you'll get all year. Trailblazers starting at $23,000, Colorados from only $30,000, the new Equinox EVs from just $30,000. No matter what you're looking for, these deals are real and they won't last long. So don't wait. Head over to Chevy of Fayetteville today. Together, let's drive.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Does the show feel like it's always a friendly environment? I was going to say, just like
I guess it depends on which side of the fence you're on.
It's friendly. Sometimes you get yelled at, but I mean, it's still friendly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've known you for 25 years. I've never seen you hug anybody.
Well, I am a hugger, but just not in this room. Just not here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, we say often, if you are buying or selling a home, the reality is that it's a when question for most people. There's going to be a point in your life, hopefully, where you buy or sell a home. And let us recommend Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, when that time comes. And maybe you're going to do it multiple times during the course of your life. And, the one thing about Weichert that I like is they meet you right where you are. If you're a first-time home buyer, it's like the first time they've helped somebody buy their first home. I mean, they're going to be right there with you every step of the way. If you're someone who's moved multiple times and life intervenes and you got to sell and then you got to buy, they understand that process too. Maybe you wonder, is it the right time to sell my home? They can tell you that as well. These are true real estate professionals, best trained in the business. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978. They have a wide selection of homes all over the region, Northwest Arkansas, Washington, Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson. You can check it all out at WeichertGriffin.com.
Yesterday we talked about the schedule, Chuck, that
We did.
Arkansas has, and it is brutal. Do we need to read it again? But we broke it up into, the first 5 games.
5, 4, and 3.
And then there's a 4-game stretch after a bye week and then a 3-game stretch. And they need to win 3 of the first 5, 2 of the next 4, and 1 of the last 3 to get to 6 wins. And when you really look at it and, get it on paper and look at it, we're like, man, that's tough for anybody.
People speak
Tough
in
for anybody to
general
do.
terms
Yeah.
when they talk about schedules and records and things like that. And there's a reason to do that to an extent. But, man, this one is particularly tough.
And we were asking, would 6 wins with this schedule, would 6 wins be a good season? And we got some typical responses on social media that's just not good enough. And we heard from others who said it was. But maybe we'll get into a little bit of that coming up. And what would you think of that kind of season?
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
As a play-by-play announcer, my eyes are everything. I need to see every detail on the field to call the game the right way. So when cataracts started affecting my vision, I knew I couldn't wait. I went to Dr. Betts and the team at McDonald Eye Associates. And truthfully, I wish I'd done it years ago. The difference is incredible. The whole experience was professional, easy, and honestly life-changing. If your vision's holding you back, take it from me. Don't put it off any longer. Schedule your appointment with McDonald Eye Associates today.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Thank y'all for your show. It's a great format in the morning. It's really nice to have knowledgeable people to wake up to and listen to. So thank y'all.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Do you guys want to go to SEC Media Days?
No.
We'll have all the audio, all the video, audio, whatever we need out of there, all the things that get said.
I'm going to be honest with you. When I said, Bo, let's do a show, I wasn't thinking about SEC Media Days. I'm going to be honest with you. Never even crossed my mind. And I hadn't even thought about it until you brought it up just now, and I'm like, oh, God, I didn't think about that.
That wasn't part of the dream?
No.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show.
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Day 2, SEC Media Days.
The thrill ride continues.
Oh, yeah.
It's Arch Manning Day.
Arch Mania. Tennessee is going to be there. Georgia, Auburn, all in Atlanta.
Nick Saban will, of course, cast his shadow, and they'll discuss whether or not he's coming back to coaching.
Alabama, Florida, Mississippi State, Oklahoma on Wednesday, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Texas A&M on Thursday. We haven't had there hasn't been the drop the mic moment yet, but there will be one. Right? There's got to be. I don't think we've hit it yet.
I don't know. Saban coming back to coaching yesterday. That was a big first day.
I don't.
It was a big first day.
We don't think he's coming back to coaching, do we?
Oh,
we don't
know.
Oh,
I don't know.
See, this Chuck started this rumor.
I did not
down
start
on the
it.
Riviera
I did not start it
last week. Were you in the Gulf of America? Where were you?
I was. And as you can imagine, they were talking football.
Yeah. It came out. Okay, so Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, opened up yesterday with these comments. And as I watched these commissioners talk at their media days, there is this revelation that sports has more than ever before become very political. We are in a posturing situation in college athletics now. And I'm trying to figure out who they're talking to. Who is the audience for what you're about to hear Greg Sankey say? Is it you, the fan? Is it school presidents? Is it other conferences? But as you listen to this, like, is he talking to you? Is he talking to me? What is this message? Like, what is he trying to tell us? And I have a couple of thoughts we can discuss. But let's play Greg Sankey talking about college athletics not being broken.
Let me be clear, from my perspective, college athletics is not broken. College athletics is not broken. It is under stress. It is strained. And the answers we seek are tied into the complexities that have been referenced over time. I don't think the answers come from courtrooms completely. They don't come from commentators or commentary. They don't come from those outside sudden experts with their newest idea. Those of us in higher education embedded in college athletics know the intricacies of what's in front of us. And we all have to continue to adapt and have adapted as we seek to provide life-impacting opportunities and lifelong memories for young people across our nation.
Okay. He's right that it's not necessarily broken. It's under stress because it's not broken because it's still going on. Like,
you don't think it's broken?
It's still happening.
I get you.
Like, it's probably semantics, but it's still happening, and there are issues. But when I look at this, we talked about Frank Broyles earlier, and we were talking about magnetic personalities and the belief and getting people to rally behind a cause and come together. And we have a global problem of coming together. We have a political problem of coming together. And now it's in sports. And here's what I mean. Arkansas, when we lost Frank Broyles, we lost somebody that told us what we needed to hear and what we needed to rally around. And it started becoming fractured. And nothing against Jeff Long, who's a personal friend, and I thought did a lot of wonderful things as an athletic director, starting with the idea of taking Arkansas from 2 athletic departments and modernizing it into 1. But he had to follow a legend, too. And his personality wasn't the same as Frank Broyles. And that personality has to keep a lot of people sort of together. And you got to have others help you with that. And when I'm not just talking about fans, I'm talking about a lot of power brokers in our state. And over the years, I think we've lost that, and it's hurt us. And if you want to know my opinion on one of the biggest issues we face today, it's not the head coach, it's not the AD, it's all of it. It's the idea of we got to have somebody that's going to, if you want to talk about football in particular, what Cal did when he came in is he had so much juice and so much credibility and so much personality, and then you get to know him and you feel like it's genuine, that he could get everybody together on what he needed to make a basketball program happen in our state. I think it's way more difficult in football, but that's like, he's one in a lifetime. I mean, there's not a bunch of Cals running around. But at the top, when it comes to who's the godfather of Arkansas football? This isn't where I'm going, but that is a side point to bring it home. When I watch these commissioners talk, we now have, instead of the powers that be in college athletics looking out for college athletics, we have them looking out for their own conferences. When we said, remember the old chants that started this whole thing, SEC, SEC, and then it became, it just means more. We're the best conference. So now you got other conferences that are competing with the SEC. So we don't have aligned interest at the top. And now all these commissioners, when they get up there and talk, are positioning themselves as to, like, what kind of power and influence can I wield over future decisions? But we still don't have anybody in charge. There's nobody in charge. We got one conference with one idea. We got a Big Ten with another idea. We got a Big 12 with another idea. And the ACC, whatever, the Pac-12 doesn't really exist anymore. And where does it leave the overall health or decision-making about where the sport is going or what to do with it? And I realize this may be a little in the weeds and it may not be that exciting, but when I watch these guys talk now, I just see, like, this is no longer about sports, it's about power. And the only way to get it on the same page is to have somebody that's going to take charge of the whole thing.
Nick Saban.
and so poor Nick Saban.
No, he's going to be the head coach at Arkansas.
Now he's going to Auburn.
But just like I feel like we struggle in our own state to get aligned in a way that we didn't used to. And maybe it all started with the whole Little Rock game deal. Maybe that's where kind of it all began. Probably is. But in college, when you look at the way these guys are talking at their media days, and I don't even know exactly who they're talking to, and as a fan, I just want somebody to kind of tell me how, like what should I feel? Like, what should I know? Like, what should I be into? What should I want to have happen? And it's just all this maneuvering and posturing and don't look over here and this is happening over there. And I just want to watch games.
Well,
I just want to watch games.
One of the most interesting things Sankey said yesterday, I thought, was that 7 out of every 10 games watched by college football fans, either an SEC or a Big Ten game. So the SEC and the Big Ten should have the loudest voices. When I hear, like, for example, the Big 12 commissioner talk, he's just hoping somebody listens. He's just hoping because their share's very small.
And he's got to convince everybody in his conference that they matter.
That's right. That's exactly right. You asked the question, who are they talking to? The Big 12 commissioner's talking to his own people. He's rallying the troops.
That's right.
The message from the SEC and the Big Ten is going to be a little bit different than that. It's a tough sell to say college football is not broken. That's a tough sell because the average fan, and I find myself in this situation a lot. I watch these guys, and the first thing I start thinking about is money. You know, all the money.
Can I ask you a question? So when you say broken, what is it?
Well,
what's like
what
you?
What I was going to say beyond that though is, and we do it, I do it, we all do it. We talk out of both sides of our mouths. Is it broken? Well, hell yeah, it's broken. But on the other side, are you going to watch for 10 hours on Saturday? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Right.
So,
but as a fan, to your point, I think to go deeper on broken, I think let's look at it if we go from a fan's perspective.
They're being asked to spend more than they've ever spent in their life.
Well, and it just doesn't feel good
It
either.
does not. The ideal is gone. Or if it's not gone, it's been damaged. People still have this ideal about what college sports is and should be. And that's not the plan anymore. That's just not how it's done. I think that's a turnoff for people. But do they still watch college football, and will they continue to? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, the numbers show they're watching it more than they ever have.
It's just, I know it's because of the climate we're in. I'll play one more clip from Sankey because this is also true. But it's partly just because of the climate we're in. But these conversations have become so business and political that I don't know how they expect to connect with fans and get people excited about. And I know we're still going to watch and all that, but we're also kind of just annoyed by the whole thing, and nobody really knows what to do with it. You don't really know what to do with it. You can complain about it, but what do we really do?
Because they're
and
doing,
how do you compete?
They're
and
doing
how do you
everything backwards, from the very get-go. From the very start,
and it's
they've
because
been doing
Bart,
this
of what
because they were
explained.
forced to do it.
And it's because of what I explained. Right. Everybody's looking out for their own interests.
Right.
We don't have anybody in charge, and I know we already know that. But can somebody tell me, these guys that have the power, what the solution is on that?
It's to have a unifying voice. It's to have a unifying voice.
Well, that's a simple answer. It's not an easy solution to get there.
Right.
And that's.
But the reason it's not easy to get there is because they've done everything backwards from the start. And when you do that in anything, you create a bunch of problems along the way that then have to be solved that really can't be solved.
That's Bart in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. He was just, and they did it all backwards.
The gist of everything we're talking about is Nick Saban needs to save college football.
They screwed it up, man.
Bass backwards. We got to fix it.
No, actually, you're on
from the very beginning. Go back to the Ed O'Bannon thing, all of that. The school, and this is the problem with the way things work now in college athletics, is the schools govern themselves. And when you're in a situation where you're paying student athletes, when you're paying athletes, let's just call them athletes now.
Yeah, there's some students still in there.
Right.
There is.
But when you're paying student athletes, when you have rev share, when you have NIL, the schools can no longer govern themselves. It does not work. It is not sustainable, and in that sense, it is broken. I think Greg Sankey's full of crap. It is broken.
There it is.
There we go. The plain spokenness. Actually, Bart's brought something up there that I do think about from time to time, and I think about this when I listen to Sankey, and I like Greg Sankey a lot.
I do too.
Just for the record.
Too.
You said something about politics, comparing sports to politics. You listen to a political speech. Out of every 15 sentences a guy utters, there might be one that matters. The rest of it's just filler. Sometimes when I hear Sankey speak, I think the same thing. Yeah. You got to get through 7 or 8 sentences before you get to the meat, and then you get 7 or 8 more sentences of nothing. Yeah. He's very good at that.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that as a criticism.
No.
But you do have to they do all sound like political speeches. You're right about
his part. And to Bo's point, everybody's playing their part.
That's right.
And they're looking out for their own best interests, but they're not looking out for the best interests and the sustainability and the survivability of college athletics.
We're a little naive if we think that it ever really was that way.
Sure.
Everybody's always looked out for their own interests first.
Again,
but it's never been as blatant as it is now.
That goes back to the issue with the schools.
Now we're in a fight.
With the schools governing themselves.
And it's a public fight.
Yeah, now
that's what happens when the schools govern themselves and you start tossing money around and you start having to pay players. That's my point, is the schools cannot govern themselves anymore. They cannot be trusted to govern themselves. The conferences can't be trusted to govern themselves because they all disagree.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to boil it down, and again, I'm not saying it's easy to get here, but the simplest thing is to have your Power 4 leagues become one league. And you have a commissioner of that league. and it's just football, and we don't have to roll everything else into
Right.
it.
For-
It's partly just
Please
that.
don't roll everything else into
No,
it.
but it's just football. It's just football. It's the college, and maybe
The rest
it's the
is
college
perfect the way
football
it is.
playoff league. It's the college football playoff league, just for easy language. And it's all 4 power conferences, and you all play by the same rules, and all this is, and you have salary caps,
And
and
you
you have a
have-
collectively bargained agreement.
Dream on, boys.
And but it can't happen because the money has to all be shared with the rest of the athletic department.
It's
so that they can have dream on. There's
Sure,
no
I mean,
answer.
there's
answer.
not an answer.
Right.
So here, let me give you this Sankey. This sums it all up right here. Okay, this is so exciting.
We're living through a transformational moment across college sports. In fact, if you take a step back and go look at the iterative change over time, I don't think there's been a time in the last 100 years where so much change is in front of the college athletics enterprise as exists right now. It's actually amazing and exciting to consider the importance of the time during which we lean and serve.
See, right there.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's a great example.
What does that mean?
Nobody
What does that
knows.
mean? Oh,
It's just prose.
There hasn't been anything like that in 100 years.
I mean,
Isn't it exciting?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
provocative.
It's provocative. What a time to be
Gets the
alive.
crowd going.
Yeah. What a time. This is fantastic. You know?
They're eating the pets.
There we go.
Chuck, you've been around a while, and look, I don't mean that ugly, and Bo, you've been around not as long as Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
With rainy season here and summer just around the corner, make sure your gutters are ready. Hogcroft Gutters, locally owned with over 30 years of experience, does it all. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drain. Fully licensed and insured with a 20-year warranty on every job. Serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. And for a free inspection, visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
All right, guys, you hear us talk about the Sweat 'Em Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. You've got your summer lineup set, but what about your skincare? Sun, sweat, and all that time outside takes a toll. Hit up the spa at Sweat 'Em Cosmetic Surgery for a facial or sun damage repair. It's not just for the ladies, guys. Call 479-966-4174. Again, that's 479-966-4174 and get your skin in the game.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
the Sphere, it's hard to describe.
I
know
wanna
many
go.
people
I wanna go.
have gone.
Parade.
I mean, the seats vibrate.
I've been places where the seat vibrates.
Yeah, well, that's not
not a concert.
That's not.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're looking for the trip of a lifetime, a memory you'll never forget, why not do it with Jet Aircraft? Could be out of necessity, could be for fun, but you can get a group of people together, split the cost, and fly private. You drive right up to the jet. They're going to take your vehicle for you, valet it, detail it. It'll be beautiful when you get back.
You'll feel like a big timer.
Exactly. Hey, I have gone through the experience, and you'll never forget it.
Did they detail your car?
Wow, I didn't ask for that.
Oh, okay.
I think that would have been.
That is a winning touch, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a winning touch.
I told them they could skip that part.
Okay. You didn't want anybody getting in your car.
No, I need the kids to have something to do. They will, but inside the experience and the flight and the professionalism is like first class the whole way. And, you know, you got everything you want on board, drinks, food, whatever it is, luggage for up to 9 people. And, you know, if you do that, if you're a business person that travels a lot, you need this kind of service. You ask about their Jet Card memberships for even more perks. But maybe it's just one trip. Maybe it's a golf trip. Maybe it's a destination wedding. You know, sometimes you just a little bit more and you go on an experience that you're never going to forget and you're always going to remember with your friends. And that's what JetNWA.com can provide. Jet Aircraft, Jet, 2 T's, NWA.com to learn more information. The experience of a lifetime. And then sometimes just for convenience. And by the way, you don't have to live in Northwest Arkansas. They can come get you wherever you are.
That's a good deal.
You want to go to the British Open? I don't know if they can get you that far.
I'll bet they
figure out a way.
They get you started.
They figure out a way.
They'd get you started. You know, Bart, did you watch Brian Kelly yesterday? Did you enjoy some of the comments of Brian Kelly? I thought about you as he was waxing.
What do you think about this? We don't know. Let's be clear. We don't know a darn thing about coaching. And by the way, that includes us youth coaches. Okay? We don't know a darn thing about, but we can all commentate on it, right? What do you think about the strategy of Brian Kelly to win the first game? Let's play it. You want to hear his clip?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Now, Bart, they've
I want to
lost
hear
the
Bart's
opener.
thoughts. I want to hear
They've
Bart's
lost
thoughts.
the
He's
opener every year.
0-3.
Okay, they've lost the opener every year. Well, by God, we're going to fix that. And here's how.
We've made it a specific goal. It's tangible for our guys. If you go through our weight room, we've got a Clemson paw print on the bags that we hit every day. It's on every monitor in the building to go 1-0. And I think it was important to have a tangible, specific goal for us to start the season.
It's important to have that paw print up.
On the bags we hit.
That made it tangible.
On the bags we hit every day. And you know, actually, we had some ideas for that. I'm going to get us a bag in here.
Whose picture we're
I
going
don't
to
know.
put
We're
on
go
there?
week to week.
Yeah.
It's going to be interchangeable.
That's true.
All right, so this is Brian Kelly's approach. You know, in coaching, they say you get what you emphasize.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be 0-4? Is he going to be 0-4 in openers, Bart?
No, well, I don't know about that.
Going to Clemson.
By the way, my LSU friends say that you're delusional that Alabama's going to be 11-1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Get back at me in December.
I mean, I don't know how am I supposed to.
All right, go to the book over there. Go to the book.
Nerd.
How am I supposed to react
Go outside,
to that?
nerd.
I don't know.
Get out. Go.
Well, I just don't know.
Well, cool.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, maybe you'll change your mind.
Yeah. Hey, glad we have differing opinions. Let's see. So LSU has lost their last 5 openers overall.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. The last time they won was Joe Burrow's year when they won the national title. That was the last time they won the season opener. Yeah, look, I don't think very highly of Clemson like a lot of the national folks do. I think there are real issues there. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I think they're going to be fine in their conference. Clemson is 1-3. Their last 4 against LSU. I think because it's at Clemson, I say Clemson wins the game. Look, Brian Kelly has a habit of like just falling flat on his face in big moments.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because I've just seen it.
I'm saying why. I'm not disputing that. I'm saying why do you think it's that way?
Well, because I think it's like
the
when
way
you
he
hear
delivered
Oh,
that.
I know. Bart's getting good.
Brian Kelly has a habit of falling on his face.
I know.
Chuck didn't
in
even
big
tell me.
moments.
Chuck didn't even tell me to say it just like that.
Is
I
there,
just did it.
is there a worse thing you could say about someone? Especially in a big profession of performance. In a performance, which I guess everything is performance.
Was I too
But-
harsh? I mean,
That
I
was perfectly succinct, Bart. Don't beat yourself up over
I mean,
that.
I've just seen it time and time
Let
again.
me just
with
one more
Brian
time. Let me
Kelly.
make sure I heard you correctly. Brian Kelly has a habit of falling on his face in big moments. I mean, I'm not sure
it's
there's
beautifully delivered.
I'm not sure there's a worse thing you could say about somebody.
Yeah, that
You know-
that cut to the quick.
Go to every.
Oh, he's great, but he has this habit of falling on his face in big moments. Well, I mean, what else is there?
Go to every
Monday to Thursday, he's great, but on Friday night when the lights come on,
That's right.
he just has
The
his
Monday
habit
to Thursday guy.
of falling on his
every big game he coached in when he was at Notre Dame, I feel like Notre Dame lost. Marcus Freeman's won more big games at Notre Dame in 2 years than Brian Kelly won in his entire time there. When you really stop and think about it, and I mean, you look at him and in his time at LSU so far, he's just had these big moments. Now, look, they beat Alabama his first year in overtime, or whatever. But then they lost to him the past 2 years. They went to the SEC championship his first year at LSU. They gave up 50 points to Georgia in the SEC championship game. Like, this is like, we just have this evidence that's like Brian Kelly's not a big game coach. The moment gets too big for him for whatever reason. We have all this evidence now, and now he's putting all the pressure on his team. He's putting all the pressure on his team for this one game. This one game, like,
Who do
it's
they
all
play
that
the
matters.
second week? Who do they play the second week?
Well, fortunately, it's Louisiana Tech.
Okay.
But I mean, look, then they play Florida the week after that.
Billy Napier. Ooh.
LSU has a really good quarterback this year. Nussmeier.
Nussmeier's good.
He could be the difference for them. I'm not saying they're going to win at Clemson, although I think they probably will. But
they lost.
Nussmeier's a big. Nussmeier's a good player.
LSU lost 4 starting offensive linemen and their entire starting defensive line. That's how you win in this league. We'll see if Brian Kelly's found suitable replacements.
Okay.
I mean, they
He gave $1 million of his own money.
I'm happy for him. I wish he would have given it to me. I mean,
He gave $1 million towards the cause at LSU.
That's great.
I mean,
that's great.
You know,
I
think they went out and got some players.
Yeah, no,
They're
I think
supposed to be really good.
I think they did too. I think they are going to be good.
I think you're a frustrated Notre Dame fan who's still mad at him for what did not happen in South
just
Bend.
think-
That's what I think.
Look, if I'm looking at their schedule
Truth
right
in
now,
that.
I would say they're going to lose at Clemson. They're going to lose at Alabama. They will find a way to lose at Ole Miss or Oklahoma. Maybe at Oklahoma. Maybe at Oklahoma when the
He
play.
is so in the grill of any LSU fan right now.
Maybe at the end of the year that Oklahoma game is for a spot in the college football playoff. If it is, they'll lose that game.
I need Adam or Steven to call in. Our LSU friends, I need them to call in.
I'm just like,
I need them to just they're not going to agree with the Alabama game.
Point me to the
I agree
evidence
with-
that suggests otherwise.
Hey, listen.
Point me to the evidence.
It's a new
that
year,
suggests
Bart.
other-
They put Clemson paw prints on the bags they
That's
hit
right.
in the weight room.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, what I'm at
Wow.
here's 7:31. Good morning.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everybody wants to win. When you, as a fan or a person or whoever, make everything about winning, you're saying that only winning is acceptable. And I guarantee you, you don't win every single day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Bart Hour.
It is. The Brian Kelly.
Every show we have to have a segment where, all right, Bart, take over.
It is still the summer of Bart.
It is still the summer of Bart. You're right.
Chevy of Fayetteville situation.
That car still smells
I would say
new.
it's like
out
the
there.
middle of the summer of Bart.
Yeah, we're just in the heart of it now.
Hey, unmatched selection, unbeatable prices, award-winning service. That's what you get at Chevy of Fayetteville. Inside the Fayetteville Auto Park. Talk to our buddies Chris Bunch, Mark, and Denver over there. Ask them about Brian Kelly. Ask them about 6 and 6.
Ask them about
this
Bart.
schedule. Ask them about SEC Media Days. I'll talk to you about any of it. And, yeah, ask them about Bart. We got to get your cutout over there. I don't know why we don't have it in the showroom over there, but we got to get it over there.
It's wasting away.
It is.
Much like Nick Saban's coaching career and his acumen. It's just wasting away.
I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame. I got all excited about the cutout. We're going to do all these things, and then I get busy with other things, and I don't follow through on it. I'm sorry. I need you to manage me.
I actually had an idea the other day when I was watching the Cardinals and the Cubs play that we should get a couple of tickets behind the dish.
My face off there.
Yeah, that's right. We got to get Bo's face. We got to get a couple of tickets behind the dish to a big league game.
Yeah.
One of us sit in one of them, and the cutout sit in the other. We need to have Bart show up at some big sporting events.
I don't like this at all.
I like it a lot.
There you go.
And
no, not you. I'm talking about what Edwards doing here behind the scenes.
Fantastic.
Now,
what is that look on your face?
Bewilderment.
What do you think that is? That's Bo said, stop. I'm taking a picture of you. Don't move.
yeah, that's.
And he's
I
like,
think
oh,
that's-
okay. On the Johnny on the spot here.
Winning smile.
Chevy of Fayetteville, together let's drive. That's Bart over there in the Chevy of Fayetteville.
It's the top part. It just folds over and falls. It falls on its face at the critical moments. It just does. I mean, every time that cutout hits a critical moment, it falls.
Yeah, that's true. You and Brian Kelly.
Falls on its
you have a
face.
habit. Brian Kelly's 4-8 against the top 25 at LSU.
Yeah, how about that?
At LSU.
Yeah, how about that?
I can't look at that.
Wow, that's beautiful.
What else am I supposed to do?
That's beautiful.
I don't know. That is not attractive.
For those
That is
listening,
awesome.
and
Nobody can see it except for us.
Yeah.
Well,
We need a camera on
Edward just took the photo of Bo's headshot
Bo's
and attached it to his
LinkedIn.
computer.
Bo's
monitor.
LinkedIn profile picture.
Yeah, that's awful.
It's like there's 6 of us in the room.
First of all, that headshot's bad, and the reason that my headshot on social media is still from 15 years ago is because I haven't taken a good enough one to replace it with.
We should have a headshot day because I need a new one too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally misrepresenting myself out there. I mean, I'm no longer in my 30s.
Well,
But you go, but it's like everything else on
like you
social
find the
media.
one good
If it's
picture.
half true, you're lucky.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, that's the truth. If it's half true, you are lucky.
Yeah, and but it all masquerades as absolute 100% authenticity, and couldn't be further from that. So Bart, 4-8 for Brian Kelly.
yeah, 4-8 against top 25 teams for him at LSU.
So-
Fun fact: in the same, most of those games, obviously against SEC competition, in the same time span, Marcus Freeman is 3-0 against ranked SEC teams as the head coach of Notre Dame.
That is a fun fact, and it proves my point. You're just a bitter Notre
That's
Dame
right.
fan, man.
I'm not bitter at all.
Did you like Brian Kelly when he was at Notre Dame?
Did you root for him?
You're a Notre Dame fan on the side or whatever.
Right. Well, I mean, a lifelong fan.
Okay.
We'll
just call you a Notre Dame fan then.
That's fine.
Okay. Irish Catholic.
Yeah. I did not particularly care for Brian Kelly when he was Notre Dame's head coach.
Like when you were watching Notre Dame play, did you gripe about Brian Kelly all during the game?
No.
Or did you think
No.
that he wasn't going to be able to win the big game?
I did think that, yeah.
Did you say, watch,
Yeah.
there's going to be a big moment and he's going to fall flat on his face? Did you do that?
Well, I don't know if I did it just like that.
I think Notre Dame's team is way better than it was when Brian Kelly was there. Like I'm
And that-
talking
I do
about
too.
the
I do too.
roster. is
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
They
no.
have better players.
No, for sure. I think Marcus Freeman's done an incredible job of recruiting and getting like speed and talent that you need to compete against the best teams in college
Ironically,
football.
I think Brian Kelly left Notre Dame because he thought he could get better players at LSU because of all the requirements and hoops you got to jump through at Notre Dame. And I think maybe some things have changed since he left in terms of and the transfer portal and all these types of things. So Brian Kelly, if that's, and obviously it's true, if I'm an LSU fan, at LSU being 4-8 against top 25 teams is really hard. That's a really hard thing to stomach. How about this? I was watching the SEC Media Days coverage on the SEC Network last night, the replays, and they have Arkansas's schedule and record and all this stuff up there, and Sam Pittman is 30-31 at Arkansas. I haven't really thought about his overall record. Because to me it's very general and you got to really break down some of this stuff. But I did notice, or I did ask Bart about his top 25 games. And he's been in 29 top 25 games. Mm-hmm. Arkansas is not traditionally in the SEC a consistent top 25 team. In 61 games, half of them basically have been against top 25 opponents. In 50% of your games are against ranked teams.
There were 7 of them just last year.
And if you went deeper, you're going to be talking about top 10 teams. And when we have this conversation, I will, and I don't particularly, you can always talk about I don't know, what the vocal minority thinks. But whenever this comes up, it's like, well, you guys are making excuses and you're talking about how tough the schedule is. Like, what would you like to talk about? My question would be that. So if 6 wins against this schedule is not enough, I just need you to tell and explain to me what it is you would like to talk about and what you want to have the conversation around. Because I don't think we can have an intelligent discussion by simply saying 6 wins or 7 wins or 8 wins are not enough. You got to have more than that to the conversation, I think.
Arkansas has been in the league over 30 years now. The word mediocre, mediocrity, some form of the word mediocre has come up for most of those 33, 34 years. 4 or 5 times it hasn't. The rest of the time that word has been tossed around. It's been tossed around since the days of Houston Nutt. When you and I were on the air when we were kids, people were bringing it up. 30-31. You talk about that. You talk about what Arkansas has done in the SEC. Record-wise, 30-31 is a mediocre record. But Arkansas does have a mediocre record. But they're not a mediocre program. What does Phil Steele have Arkansas? Bart, 28th, I believe, in his preseason poll. There's over 100 teams that play Division I football. But unfortunately, that's 10th, 11th, 12th in the SEC. It's not a mediocre program. That's ridiculous. Arkansas's conference record particularly is mediocre, but it is not a mediocre program. And people get hung up on that term. And I know that, and I know that nothing we say or I say or you say or anybody else says is going to change people's minds. It's like beating your head against a wall when you're talking to those folks. And I understand that. But to say this is a mediocre program, and I know that almost winning is not the same as winning. I get that. But he's 19-11 as an underdog against the spread, which tells you that Arkansas is right there. I don't know what they were against the spread before that, but I guarantee it wasn't as good. And I'm not saying beating the spread's the objective. I'm not suggesting that at all. But I am suggesting to you that Arkansas plays a very competitive brand of football each and every Saturday in the best conference in America. Has it been good enough to be in the upper echelon of the best conference in America? No. But just because you're middle to lower middle pack in the best conference, it doesn't make you a mediocre program. It means you have a mediocre record within that league.
So in 30 of those 61 games, they've been an underdog. At least 30.
Yeah.
Of those games they've been.
And that's about the number they've played against top 25
And
teams.
that's why you got, obviously you got to have upsets to get to the level that you want to get to. This particular schedule, I think, is even a little bit more brutal than usual.
Well, and just because somebody's unhappy with the way it's gone the last 30 years doesn't take away from the fact that this is a tough schedule.
Yeah.
It doesn't change that fact.
Nor does it make you happy to not win every game.
No.
Like nobody's trying to do that. But I think just having a little bit deeper conversation is important. And now look, you can have whatever opinion you want about the direction of the program and all these things, and whether somebody else would do better and all that. But I think if you're going to compare Arkansas to anybody else, when are you expecting an underdog to win? How often are you expecting an underdog to win?
Well, people don't want to be underdogs.
I get it.
They don't want to be the underdog.
But give me a reason why you wouldn't be.
Well, no,
tell me how you're getting all the players.
So in 12 of those 23 losses to ranked teams under Sam Pittman, Arkansas's lost by a touchdown or less, a score or less.
Yeah, almost always.
Almost.
We got to hit a break. It's 7:48. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck and I started the show, he said we want to deal with smart people, smarter than us. It's going to take a while for them to show up because they've been dumbed down, but they'll show up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Talking football, Lane is in Cave City. Lane, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Hey, guys. How are y'all this morning?
Great. Thanks, man.
Hey, I'll ask this real quick, and then I'll jump off here. But, so, this question I know has been asked 1,000 times on the show before, but I don't think it's been asked since we started rev sharing. From the point y'all just brought up about Sam Pittman being right there at the break, we're right there at average, just right there at the break and maybe going up. Do y'all believe in the world of rev share now that Sam Pittman could be the Mike Anderson to football? He's got us to that point, brought us out of the darkness, but with rev share now, that there's more of a possibility of when that time does come and we do have to find somebody, we could take another step forward because of what Sam Pittman has done for this program.
I agree 100% that this program is in a much better place than it was when he took it over.
Oh, it's night and day. I mean, I had a ringside seat for both of them. I mean, it's night and day.
There's no question. Go ahead, Lane. You've got a couple seconds.
Oh, well, no, I was just going to ask, now that supposedly everybody's on a close playing field with each other, does that give us an opportunity of making that next step? And guys, have a good rest of your day.
You too, man. And I appreciate your call, and it's well thought out, Wayne. The whole rev share thing is to be determined based on everybody's got it.
Here's one thing Sam Pittman's done. He's made it an attractive place again. He's made it an attractive place. When the time comes that he hangs it up, there'll be good coaches that want this job. Only Hunter knows the people that wanted the job the last time around, and that list was pretty short.
Yeah. I mean, no question about that. All right, Matt Hobbs is going to join us next. Arkansas pitching coach will recap the draft and see what baseball's got left in the offseason.
Why deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full bar, custom catering, and plenty of space. Visit Jet NWA for pricing and more. That's Jet with 2 T's.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What are you going to do today, Chuck? Oh, I'm going to go sit in one of those chairs at the mall and relax.
I had that done one time, and I swear I had no skin on my neck, the back. I mean, it was horrible. It's the worst experience of my life.
What's that?
You know, when you go in the mall and you get in that chair and they rub you down, you know, and they give you This was like years ago. This was years ago.
I was talking about the actual massage chair, like the electronic one.
No, I don't do that. Maybe I go to a different mall than you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
the show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Tuesday, July 15th, day 2 of SEC Media Days. And then Arkansas will be there on Thursday.
I can't wait for Cam Ball. I know Taylor Green will be good and Coach Pittman will be good, but Cam Ball has one of the most gregarious, is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Personalities that we've had around here in a long time.
Charismatic, magnetic.
I think it'd be great.
Just like Matt Hobbs, who's joining us now, the Arkansas
Very
pitching
similar.
coach. Yes,
Similar wit.
The draft has just concluded, and Arkansas had 11 players taken, which tied Florida State for the most of anybody in the country this year. A fantastic season and ended in Omaha. 4 first-round picks, which tied Tennessee for the most first-round picks. And, Coach, all that's really nice, but I know that leaves you guys figuring out what's next. Players that, you had committed or signed in your signing class, portal players that had committed, players you've lost off your team. I mean, it's a little bit of a frenetic time of year, I would imagine, for you.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on. But, yeah, it is you're left picking up the pieces today. You know, you look at who got picked and who's going to sign, and whether it's portal kids or freshmen or whoever, it's like you start subtracting players from your team. And, at the same time, you're just so happy for the guys that put in the time here to get picked, right? Those guys that went on day one and then the dudes that went yesterday, just really super excited for the players. And, we saw the journey for a lot of those guys, whether it was 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 1 year. And then, to see it come to fruition yesterday, it's as much as it's stressful because you're looking at your roster and it doesn't look like it did 3 days ago. You're just happy for the dudes.
Matt, first off, congratulations on a great season. And I think a lot of people certainly enjoyed everything that happened during the course of the season. What I wonder about now is through the portal. I've been paying attention, others have too. It seems like that's going pretty well. I mean, the guys that are coming in seem like they're pretty good players.
Yeah, we've been. I can't talk. I don't think I can talk specifically about any of them, but they're good, man. And hopefully they follow the path of those guys that came through last year. I think last year's class was really good, and they were here for the right reasons. And, we hope that that's what's happened thus far with the guys that have said they wanted to be Razorbacks, that they're here for the right reasons, that they're not just here to extend their careers by a year, but they're here to try to turn themselves into big leaguers and hopefully win some ball games. But, we're excited about where it is. We have more to do, certainly, especially now we've got more to do, but I think I hope we're attracting the right kind of kids.
For those who may not completely understand, it's a little bit of a weird conversation because you can't speak name-wise specifically because some of these guys aren't signed.
Yeah, you speak
until they're signed, you can't say their name publicly for, rules purposes and recruiting advantages and all that, which I didn't know we had rules in college athletics anymore.
That's one of the few remaining rules.
Yeah. It's like, of all the things we're not allowed to do, we're not allowed to do that. I mean, come on.
We got John Doe and Jimmy Doe and
with all the things that you're allowed to do as a coach that you thought in a million years, 15 years ago, you'd never be allowed to do. We still can't publicly talk about this.
I know.
Whatever.
That's right. Hey, how about just going back? I mean, did Gage Wood, when he had that game in the College World Series, the no-hitter, and, everybody's saying, man, he made some money. Well, it turns out it looks like he did. I mean, did he just shoot up from that kind of late season surge in the draft?
Yeah, I think we knew he was going to get picked decent after the Creighton game, just because what you're waiting to see is stuff was the stuff, right? I mean, he was throwing really hard and he's got good stuff, and he had pitched really well against Florida in kind of a shorter start, and then really well against a lot of people with the Texas game. And that was like, all right, he's a second or a third rounder, pretty safe. And then he does that against Creighton, and you're like, this guy might be like a solid second rounder. And then he does what he did in Omaha, and you're like, this guy might go like eighth.
Yeah.
So, I do think when you say he made himself some money, he did.
When you guys are dealing with the situation you're in now, I mean, just kind of take us a little bit behind the scenes. You mentioned kind of picking up the pieces a little bit. You expect this. You know it's coming, but it's unlike any other sport that I know of. Maybe it's changed a little bit in terms of other sports with the portal. But when you add the portal into your signing class, and then they're getting picked in the MLB draft, and you don't know if they're going to go or stay, players that you lose that also have that decision to make or that were drafted off your team, and then portal guys who may be committed to you that then decide they're going to go do something else. What's the process here?
It's tough because the volatility is where our draft is and when our portal closes. So a lot of these kids, a lot of these kids get into the portal, and then there's 3 weeks, and they're basically, some of them, not all of them, they're just using you for leverage against the draft. And if they don't sign, they'll come, but they don't really owe you anything. That's the thing that's interesting about this is they owe the person, they put no time into your program, so they don't owe you anything. They're probably grateful that you offered them, but there's no connection there really. You don't have the time to build a strong relationship in 3 weeks. You just don't. They get in, they pick where they want to go, they commit, and then the draft comes around, and that's what they wanted to do anyway. So the best thing you can do with portal kids is get kids that aren't eligible for the draft. Honestly, those are a couple of years ago when we got Vahiva, it was that's gold, man. That's 2 years. He's not eligible. He was a freshman. And, last year with Root and Cheese, they weren't draft eligible. They couldn't go anywhere. Same thing with Chuck. Not draft eligible last year. He couldn't go anywhere. But you get some of these other guys, and, they're really good players, and you're happy to have them committed, but you look at it and you're like, well, this guy could just sign on us for $6,000 because he just wants to play pro ball, and that's why I think you got to try to be selective about the guys that really want to turn themselves into big leaguers, not the guys that are just happy to be pros. And you see that sometimes, and there's nothing you can do about that. I can't sit there and say to a guy that I've got really no long-term relationship with, hey, you need to do this for the team. They're not going to do that.
Yeah,
they're not doing that. They're going to do what's best for themselves. And that's what, honestly, I say this to our guys too, the third-year players have an option for a fourth year with us. You earn the right to decide whatever you want to do. I'm not going to sit here and try and talk you out of signing. I might tell you, here are the things that could happen if you come back, but ultimately it's their decision because they've earned the right to make that decision. These other guys have earned the right for somebody, with somebody else, not with me or not with, us. So it's just a volatile time trying to figure out the roster based on the timing of our draft and where the MLB placed it to the All-Star game, which is ridiculous. It doesn't need to be 3.5 weeks after the season ends.
Really?
It needs to be closer than that. It's a joke.
That's crazy.
And, it's for they put it around the All-Star game a couple of years ago. And frankly, unless you're a college baseball fan or a parent or one of the fans aren't tuning in to watch the draft. They're tuning in to watch the All-Star game. They don't know these kids.
That's right. There's so many.
Put it closer. Yeah. Put it in Omaha. That's where your fan base is super excited about everything. And before the COVID shutdown, the draft was supposed to be in Omaha that year. And then you got your high level players there. You got fans that are rabid and excited about it. You'll have some real juice for the draft around college baseball because frankly, that's where the majority of these fans are. If you look at the SEC and how many people are coming to our games and the fan bases are so wild and they want to see their kids get picked. Imagine that's in Omaha around, 5 or 6 SEC teams or 4 SEC teams in Omaha. Like, it would be insane. And again, I don't get to make those decisions. Hopefully somebody, when they redo the CBA, hopefully something gets fixed. But where the draft is and where the portal closes, and it does not benefit college baseball.
You know, one of the things I noticed, Matt, watching the first round or, checking the ticker was that, it seemed like there were a great number of high school players taken, and there always are. And I wonder, with the portal now, and I don't know the answer, that's why I'm asking, I wonder, are the pros trying to sign the kids earlier now? Do they feel more pressure to try to get the kids out of high school as opposed to having them go to college? Is the portal, or not the portal, but the NIL, the money, does all that affect things in terms of how the pro teams are viewing high school players and college players?
Yeah, it allows for professional baseball to prey on the fears of 17 and 18-year-olds.
Yeah, that's what I wondered.
Like, basically saying, like, hey, if you go to a place like Arkansas, there's no way you're going to get on the field as a freshman. You should just sign with us for way less money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just trying to, again, like, their job is to try to get players for as little as possible, and I get it. But, like, if you're a younger player and you really look at this thing rationally, you have to look and say, all right, as a freshman, is it tough to play at an SEC school? It was anyway. Before the portal, it was tough to play as a freshman in the SEC, and now it is difficult, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. And the last time I checked, nobody got drafted their freshman year at a 4-year school. It's impossible. You can't do it. So it's like, don't skip this process of what could be a great – don't skip what Gage Wood didn't skip, right? He didn't skip it. He went through the process, and he's a millionaire because of it. And, the same thing can be said for a lot of players all over the country. You don't have to run from the opportunity that, like, maybe I won't play as much as a freshman, and that be the reason why you're going to take significantly less money than you're worth. It's like giving a deal. You're like giving a professional baseball team pennies on the dollar. And all for the fear of you might not play as a freshman, it's like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think that that's being used quite a bit now. And, hopefully all we can do is say, there's going to be older players in our league for the rest of eternity until the portal's different. And I don't know when that's going to happen. So there's always going to be older players in our league. That's the way that it is. Look around the country. Any good league, you're going to have older players. And the thing you have to impress upon younger players is there's a process to getting better, whether you sign or whether you go to college. And if you skip the hard part, which is the first year you're doing something different than what you've been doing for 4 years, like in high school, like you felt like this isn't any different than your freshman year in high school, right? Like you're still competing against older players for spots on a team that you have to try to make. And it's the same thing if you come into, a university like ours. Like if you're signed, you're 99%, you're on the team. It's just a matter of getting on the field. And don't skip this, like the work. Like it's tough. Yeah, of course it is. Like any good schools, it's going to be hard to play at. It's not easy for anybody. But I think that's what's going. That's one of the new layers that the portal's provided. It's like it's allowed people to just skip that. I'll just sign for less money and I'll just go play and everything will be roses. Like, no, it won't. It's going to be really hard there too.
Well,
like it's not like significantly easier in pro ball.
It just seems like, and we'll wrap this up, Coach Hobbs with us on the Chuck and Bo Show. You can come to a program like Arkansas and you can develop for a couple or 3 years. Or you're Charles Davalon and you come from a smaller school and you come here 1 year, but you didn't skip the development. You didn't get to jump over it all. You still had to put your 3 years in to really get to where you wanted to go. And but that's a totally different deal that you're dealing with. I can see that.
You just can't skip the hard parts, man. Ultimately,
I keep telling Chuck that. I keep telling him. I go, you're gonna have to get a little earlier, man.
How many times, Matt, do you think you'll mention Gage Wood's name in recruiting over the course of the next couple of 3 years?
A lot. Same as any of the good ones, right? Yeah, it's like you talk about success stories, and he's a great one just because of it was a bumpy ride for Gage for a lot of the time that he was here. It's not like with Hagan, he was a starter like right away on campus, and Gage, it took some time. And again, like I think that people want to hear they're excited about how it ended, but I saw how it began. It wasn't easy for him, and I look at so many players that have opportunities to do, and I'm not saying they're all going to go to the World Series and throw no hitters, but I can say that like the bones of what he did and the work that he put in is available to like all of these kids these younger kids that are making decisions on what to do or, you know, where to go, or these portal kids about which schools to pick. And if you're willing to put the work in and you're willing to put the time in, you could do some incredible things.
That's a great word. Matt Hobbs, Arkansas pitching coach, National Assistant of the Year last season. Congrats on a great year this year, and good luck to you guys down the stretch here. I know you'll do fine, but I know it's also chaotic, and we wish you well.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Always love having you on, man. Thank you. Take care. Talk soon. Matt Hobbs. He's so fun to talk to.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, that's a little in the weeds, man, but I love that stuff. You know, like what they're dealing with, like in real time, real honest about it.
Well, you know, there was a point when I first started paying attention to it or working in it. I mean, the draft was the first part of June, and pro teams could sign the kids right under the first day of class. Now you got about a 10, 12-day window.
Well, here again, we talked about this earlier as it relates to conferences and commissioners saying all these things, and they're not all on the same page, and they're all looking out for their own interests. Major League Baseball is not on the same page as college baseball.
Never
they have put this draft has put college teams in an awful position. Like all of them. It doesn't make sense. But the two things aren't aligned, and it's not their thing to worry about what's happening with college baseball, although they benefit greatly from guys who play college baseball. Hey, if you want to benefit from having a job well done, like don't skip the hard stuff like he was talking about, go with Teamwork Roofing. They do the hard stuff. They do it right. And they make sure they've got all the quality materials. In fact, they're certified in the best of the best when it comes to materials they're going to put on your roof. Whether you've had damage, you just need a new roof, or maybe you're building, or maybe it's commercial. Whether residential or commercial, Teamwork Roofing is your call, the only call you're going to need. Dependable, they communicate, they tell you exactly what's going to happen, and they do exactly what they say they're going to do. And then when it's over, you're going to have an immaculate job site. It's going to look like they've never been there, except you've got a brand new roof that's quality, well done, and all the things they told you that would happen. They'll walk you through the whole process. Check out their Facebook page, see the videos, the pictures of a job that they've done, all right there for just the proof of what Teamwork Roofing can do for you. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork. We're a little bit over our head here, but we're doing the best we can.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
As a play-by-play announcer, my eyes are everything. I need to see every detail on the field to call the game the right way. So when cataracts started affecting my vision, I knew I couldn't wait. I went to Dr. Betts and the team at McDonald Eye Associates. And truthfully, I wish I'd done it years ago. The difference is incredible. The whole experience was professional, easy, and honestly life-changing. If your vision's holding you back, take it from me. Don't put it off any longer. Schedule your appointment with McDonald Eye Associates today.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by Teamwork.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I'm leaving for more money if I can find it. The portal's open on the show.
Okay.
I think the NPR station's on the phone.
Now their funding's been cut.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Well, it's flown by. We're not done yet.
Matt Hobbs was great. We had some football talk about, the schedule and the difficulty of it and why Arkansas is or isn't. And
It's talking season,
where
baby.
they should be, where they shouldn't be. And I know this is not going to end anytime soon. But I hope we can have, as we go through the next month, a deeper conversation than just the record.
Yeah, dream on.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done this a long time, and I have too. We've had these same discussions. I have. Yeah. I mean, I started doing sports rap in 1994. Danny Ford's first year, I guess, or the year he was brought in as a consultant. We've been doing this a long time. We've been having the same discussion pretty much every year.
Yeah. We'll keep having it.
We've tried all kinds of different ways to get out of it.
We'll keep having it. Well, I mean, if I guess the question is, what do people? What is their solution? What is their solution? If they're unhappy, what is their solution?
Well, unfortunately, what happens is people speak in generalities. I do it. We're all guilty of it. The thing you hear over and over and over again from people. Well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, it's probably not going to happen. That's true. That's why people have said it for decades. But the question is, so where do you go? What do you do?
Yeah.
If firing was the answer, we'd be in the hunt every year.
At some point, you're going to get fired if you don't ascend to a
Absolutely.
certain level. And really, I'm not even sure if we all know what that level is. But I think, the AD's boss and all those people involved do. But Arkansas has been a 500 program under Pittman, and half of their games have been against ranked teams. And they've been an underdog in half of those games. And so I do think that there is a realization of your schedule and who you play that has to be part of the conversation. And then the question becomes, well, why do we have to be an underdog? Why can't we have a better roster? And my answer to that is, how are you getting players? Where are they coming from? And why are they coming here? And traditionally undefeated. This is undefeated, what I'm about to tell you. The programs that have the richest traditions have the most players around their campus. It doesn't mean they can't get players from anywhere else, but that's what leads them to become a winning tradition and then allows them to recruit nationally. If you can't be at that level because you don't have those players around your campus, then you are going to have a more difficult time recruiting nationally. You have so little room for error when you're in this situation. And by the way, it's remarkable to me that fans understand that about every other program that's in the same boat they are, but they don't understand it about themselves.
Well, if you really look at the history of Arkansas football, a lot of the years that they won 8, 9, 10 ball games in the Southwest Conference, there were always 3 or 4 in there that, you know, if you don't really screw it up that day, you're going to win. There are not any Rices in the SEC, unfortunately. But what would happen in those years was they'd go to a bowl game, they'd play an SEC team, and a lot of the time they'd lose. Look at Arkansas's bowl record against SEC teams when they were a member of the Southwest Conference. Wasn't very good. That's who we're playing every week now. And I don't know that in terms of the competitiveness against SEC schools that Arkansas's levels really changed all that much. I think if you really look at Arkansas's bowl record against SEC schools when they were in the Southwest Conference, and you compare winning percentages in conference play now, I think they're both going to be sub 500. I feel pretty sure in saying that. So there is a level of competition in the SEC that is very difficult to meet. And for over 30 years, whether we like it or not, through all kinds of different ways of trying, Arkansas has struggled to get into that upper half and stay there. There have been some years, there have been some aberrations. A couple of years under Petrino, a couple of years under Nutt, and the year Ford got him to the championship
And it'll happen again.
game. And it will happen again, yes. Yes, it will happen
it's
again.
Coming. It will happen again.
But if you really look historically at our program, 8, 9, 10 wins a year, Southwest Conference, go to a bowl game, play an SEC team, get beat. I mean, it happened a lot. It happened a lot.
It's a little bit of the opposite. You just slug your way into 6 or 7 wins, and you
now
get to a bowl,
beat
and
the
you
old
win the bowl
Southwest
game.
Conference team.
Yeah.
I mean, like Texas Tech. You beat the team you used to. I mean, Texas Tech
State.
used to be an automatic pretty much in the Southwest Conference. You were going to beat them most years. Well, Arkansas still beating them in the bowl games.
Yeah.
But your point's well made
Beat
there.
Penn State?
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty much the opposite of what it was before.
We got it all figured out, by the way, and it's only July 15th.
Well, I
just
know.
in case you're wondering.
Thank God
you got answers, or you got questions, we got answers. You have answers, we have questions, actually.
We've been able to get to
Bring
the
us your
bottom of it.
answers, and we'll ask some questions.
Hey, let me talk about WT Equipment before we go to a break. They're a family-owned, locally operated dealership, 8 locations across Arkansas. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, you probably have heard the name Williams Tractor your whole life. WT Equipment is what they're known as now, and they do, again, have 8 spots around the state, whether you're running a farm, whether you're managing a job site, or just taking care of your own land. WT Equipment has the tools to get it done. Trusted brands, New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and the legendary Bobcat. They've got an expert staff. They'll help you find exactly what you need. Log on, WTEquip.com.
The 2 best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
At the Stonebreaker Hotel, we believe in the art of gathering, whether over a thoughtfully prepared meal or a quiet moment on Markham Hill. Start your day with breakfast classics from the all-day menu, served from 7:30 to 1. Savor shareable bites from the bar and lounge menu until 10. And let the dinner menu from 5 to 9 bring familiar flavors with a fresh twist. And for a weekend well spent, how about brunch? Rooted in connection, designed for comfort. Learn more at stonebreakerhotel.com.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
1-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging. Gage Wood no-hits him. The greatest game ever pitched at the University of Arkansas.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Gage Wood, congratulations.
Greatest game in the history of the College World Series.
Yeah.
Pitched by a collegiate pitcher.
I hope he celebrated with a flight by Yingling. Is he 21? I guess I should
think
check
he
that
is.
first.
Yeah, he's got to be.
If he were 21.
He is.
That's called raising the bar. That's what you do with a flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer, premium refreshment, and we're good on age verification for Gage Wood. Whew.
How old's that beer?
Whew, about stepped in it.
He's 21.
He is 21?
21 and 6 months.
How long has that been around?
Well, I mean, this right here is a model.
I understand.
It's just here for
Is there actual beer
props.
in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just a prop.
Yeah. I mean, if you'd like a cold one, they're in the fridge.
Oh, I know.
And
I went in there during the break.
I mean, when you go into your favorite restaurant, you ask them, do you have flight? Ask them if they have it on draft. But they've got the 16-ounce resealable bottles, the skinny cans. A Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 95 calories, tastes like a Yingling. Raise the bar and take flight, Bart. All right.
I would.
Okay,
I would like to.
so what do we? Has anybody done anything crazy at Media Days yet?
We've not really had that defining moment yet.
That's what I'm saying. Well, Arch is coming today.
No, can you imagine?
Hugh Freeze will say something insane today.
So
I'm
Hugh
sure.
Freeze will
How
be
long
asked
are you
about
off the tee,
his
Coach?
golf game. He'll be asked about his golf game for sure because he's posted pictures of him playing golf. And I mean, is there anything really said of consequence here at the SEC? Like, I don't mean to act like there's nothing happening. I think
There
it's
used to
fun.
be.
It's an event. It's interesting.
If you're a coach, I would think that the thing that you don't want to do is say something that's going to be replayed all season long.
Saban called it roadkill.
Yeah.
Like when we were shooting with him that in 2018, he said we got in the bus and he said the little shuttle bus back to the airport. And he said, I think we did okay. I think we got out of there without any roadkill.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is.
Avoid any distractions to the team.
You don't want a quote that's going to live forever.
And he had the whole quarterback thing at that point with Jalen and Tua. And so that was kind of a,
That's a tough problem to have.
But he knew going in, how he was going to handle it.
Tua.
And then he was complaining in the bus that he hadn't eaten all day and only wanted was one of those oatmeal cookies, and the only thing left was chocolate chip.
Yeah, that's a bummer when that happens.
And he's like, you got to get to those things early. He's an oatmeal cookie guy, man.
Oatmeal cream pies, too.
Well, that too, yeah.
Every one of
Man
those
likes
guys
oatmeal.
Every one of those guys is nuts. You do know that, don't you? Yeah. They're all crazy. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a critical way. We're, we got issues in this room. I'm going to be truthful about that. But, every single one of these guys is crazy.
Are you talking about us?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
who's not?
No, I'm not excluding myself.
Let's talk. Let's share.
What are the issues?
I'm not excluding myself, but let's be honest.
Chuck's the guy that went down to the Riviera and started the whole rumor about Saban coming back to coaching.
I really did.
It worked its way all the way to SEC Media Days.
That was my goal.
That's so good. Chuck's down there watching the Blue Angels. I heard Saban might come back to coach.
Going to coach Auburn.
You should call Jocks and say that when you get to Alabama. WJOX. Look it up. They'll have their number on their website. Call them.
It sounds pretty good to me.
I mean, I'm just a guy that knows a guy. Just a dude that knows another dude that knows a dude. That's dude. That's it. Apparently, the app has worked. It hasn't worked. The signal's been good. The signal's been bad. I don't know. I'm getting texts. People are complaining.
Make it happen, boys. Let's go. Let's get the app department on this.
877-377-6963 if you want to get in here.
You can
always
always
text or call the show.
You can always find us on Twitter at Chuck and Bo Show, also on YouTube at Chuck and Bo Show, where you can stream the show live every day.
Yeah.
as well.
There are alternatives, is what you're saying.
Correct.
And the old-fashioned radio, too. The old-fashioned radio.
Dial works.
Bart, what have we missed today over there in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room? Situation. Tell us situation.
What's the situation?
I put him on the spot. Look at him. He's digging around.
Well, so there's this interesting thing going on.
Brian Kelly?
I think we covered that pretty clearly
there it
earlier.
is right there. 0-3 in openers.
Yeah.
But this year, They've made it an emphasis.
Yeah, that's great. I'm happy for him.
Let me play the. No, hold on. I think we should play the soundbite one
All
more
right.
time. Oh, Brian Kelly, 0-3 in openers at LSU. That ends this year at Clemson. And here's why.
We've made it a specific goal. It's tangible for our guys. If you go through our weight room, we've got a Clemson paw print on the bags that we hit every day. It's on every monitor in the building to go 1-0. And I think it was important to have a tangible, specific goal for us to start the season.
So I
That's
guess
awesome.
what he's saying is if he'd had the logos of Alabama and Florida State and all the
USC,
other
whatever.
teams in the weight room, they wouldn't be 0-3 in openers.
Well, I think in the past, I didn't realize they had to emphasize it.
I guess that's
But here's my question, and I'm not a coach like on that level at all. So, but my question would be: so what about the next week, and the next week, and the next week? I mean,
Bingo.
like, are you going to change the logo?
They're going to
or-
have the La Tech
or,
logo.
or is it just about the off season and getting off to a good start? But this is why Saban was so different than not any other coach. I mean, there are other coaches that follow this philosophy. But did you ever hear Saban say anything remotely close to that?
No.
Because why?
It's all about the process, man.
It's all about the process of always doing it this way.
Right, it's a standard.
And it's a standard for us every time we play.
It's not a goal, it's a
not
standard.
about like, oh, we got to go do this. It's just we're going to live in this world, and whatever the results are going to be, but that happens. But that's just a result of the work we put in.
If you live up to the standards, you're going to have a chance to accomplish great things on and off the field.
I mean, if you win the first game, it's been your whole focus the entire offseason, and you win.
Well, now what? Now what? We've accomplished our goal. So what do we do the rest of the year?
You get a trophy that says 1-3. We broke the streak.
Well, when you're an SEC school like LSU and the standard, rightly or wrongly, among a lot of your people is at the minimum a playoff appearance, and you lose that first game, there is no margin for error. It changes the way it has to change the way you approach every week.
Did you see how I went to Bart in the Chevy of Fayetteville
notice
Situation
that.
Room, and then I reeled it completely back and hijacked
I'm used to
the next 2 or 3 minutes?
I'm used to
Well, you just needed Bart to, give you 30, 45 seconds a minute. Sometimes, Bart,
Collect my thoughts.
as you speak, and I know this is going to come as a shock to you.
Don't listen.
Not really listening
Yeah.
to you,
No,
but
it's not
collecting
a-
thoughts for how we're going to move on while you pontificate.
It's not a shock, Chuck. Just yesterday, I literally said something, and then you immediately countered with the exact same thing I had said.
I kind of revealed myself right there.
That was a good one. That comes in second, though, doing an interview and asking a question that they just answered.
That's the worst.
That's where you're like, because you got to listen to the interview.
Active listening.
Well, yes, but then they say something that you might, want to double down on or double click on, or there's nothing that you want to go on with. So you're thinking, okay, what was the next thing I had to get to, without looking at your notes? And then the next thing you know, you've missed it.
The best interviews are filled with follow-up questions.
Oh.
You got two.
You got to be curious.
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's what a good interview. It's just
Be
being
curious, not judgmental.
Bart, what do you have?
Yeah.
Come on, we're waiting over here.
I'm listening,
Let's
Bart,
go.
intently.
What do you have?
The college football playoff, obviously a topic at all the media days. Greg Sankey said that it could just stay at 12 because nobody can agree on anything. And like that's
I'd be cool
very,
with that.
very much on the table that it could just stay at 12 teams and not change.
I'd be fine with that.
There's there's this bill right now, a proposed bill. It's called the SCORE Act that would influence the way NIL, rev share, all that is handled at colleges across the country. And players' unions, like the players' associations for the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, Major League Soccer, they came together and issued a joint statement that they want Congress to reject this legislation because it would grant the NCAA and its member institutions an antitrust exemption to address NIL issues. Basically, they're saying this hurts the athletes and prospective athletes in the long run. It caps what they can earn, and it hurts their ability to be able to unionize. So it really something like all of this. It's all happening in the background to the bigger issues with college athletics and college football right now. But it's worth paying attention to because it could shape the future.
I tell you what, if you don't mind, would you pay attention to it on our behalf and just let us know as things develop?
Yeah, sure.
I'm so tired of this stupid crap happening in like I just want to watch games, Chuck. I just want to why are we a fan of sports? We want to be entertained. We want to see great competition. You want your team to win. But it's turned into like, oh, by the way, I don't know if you did you watch it on C-SPAN the other day?
It's kind of like everything else.
Oh, a judge ruled, and oh my God, like
everything's a problem until the first game comes around, and then your attention turns to other things. And if you win 2 or 3 games to start the year, all the things you talked about in the summer, all the bad things that discuss you about college football, you've forgotten all about that. That's for the off season, and I'm with you. I want to watch great games every week.
But Bart's going to keep us updated.
He is.
On a need-to-know basis.
Yeah.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Chris in Fayetteville. You're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
With rainy season here and summer just around the corner, make sure your gutters are ready. Hogcroft Gutters, locally owned with over 30 years of experience, does it all. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drain. Fully licensed and insured with a 20-year warranty on every job. Serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. And for a free inspection, visit hoggutters.com. That's hoggutters.com.
So I spent yesterday, you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
am not a planner, and that's the problem.
How does that, this may be a little personal, sorry. How does that work in married life if you're not a planner?
Well, evidently not well.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
So Jay Cutler was in the news again.
Oh, was he now?
There was not a better college quarterback to watch when he was around.
Beat the Razorbacks that night.
No, I didn't like that, but man, he that guy was.
Oh, he could throw it.
Holy cow! Jay Cutler under fire for killing sable antelope in South Africa. You want me to dig in on that?
Yeah,
or
would you mind? Would you mind?
Bart's got a better one. He's
What
got a
do you
better
got
headline
over
to
there,
end us
Bart?
on.
What do you got over there?
Wisconsin police find drugs in
Holy
bag.
cow! The antelope is. Jeez.
How big is it?
It's as big as your house.
Really?
Yes. Look at that.
Let me see that. Oh my God!
Look at that. What we call those antlers?
That's I would say so.
Holy cow! Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a creature.
Yeah,
That's a creature.
I'm sorry.
Big target.
I dug in and I lost my reaction. It just took over.
Are you ready? Are you
Yeah,
ready?
sorry.
Okay.
You go. Your turn.
Wisconsin police find drugs in bag labeled
Drugs.
definitely not a bag full of drugs.
No.
So Wisconsin authorities found drugs,
Jedi
gun,
mind
and
trick.
money in a bag labeled definitely not a bag full of drugs, which led to the arrest of 2 people. In a post on Facebook, the police department said officers located a vehicle in connection with a wanted person and realized, and this is a quote, there was a lot more going on than just a warrant, close quote, when they made contact. Police found cocaine, a loaded firearm, a quantity of U.S. currency, and a combination of drug paraphernalia in the vehicle during the search. All items were found in a bag labeled, ironically, definitely not a bag full of drugs.
Wow.
How does some people
Is there a happy
survive,
ending to
man?
that story?
Yeah.
What do you? Hey, how do you guys react when you see like the police department post their drug bust? You know, like they're in the police station and they've got just blocks of drugs, and they're like, Officer so and so was able to bring in a haul. Do you like, man? I feel safer.
Yeah.
I usually just go, wow, that's a lot of drugs. Who was carrying that in their car?
That's quite a bit. That's maybe too much.
Like, man, it's like
it's always cash and firearms involved too. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
There's always cold hard cash and guns.
They got pulled over for having a tail light out.
Yeah. Improper lane change.
All right, we'll try and do it again tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, Chuck and
Why
Bo.
deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full bar, custom catering, and plenty of space. Visit Jet NWA for pricing and more. That's Jet with 2 T's.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything